Recently, Clash Royale announced 4 new cards for the game. The Finnish people of Supercell released heroes into Clash Royale, but astute observers will take note of their appearances. Blonde hair, blue eyes. It is clear they are from Agartha. It has me wondering, what is Supercell trying to accomplish? The best way to answer this is by laying out some facts. Supercell is owned by Tencent, which is loyal to the Communist Party of China. The founder and former chairman of the Communist Party of China is, of course, Mao Zedong. In the 1950s, Mao Zedong invaded Tibet. Why? Some say it was for strategic reasoning. China was not fond of the possibility of Tibet becoming a base of operations for Westerners. Others say the invasion was over Tibet's rivers. Whoever controls its rivers hold great leverage in Asia. However, I present to you another explanation to the 1950s invasion of Tibet. Tibet and the Himalayas are believed to be the location of the gates to Agartha. Whoever access these gates and find its way into Agartha will find itself in a utopian society filled with ancient knowledge. Mao Zedong was against this possibility entirely. He was very materialistic. He believed he's building his own Agartha on Earth, a Marxist Agartha filled with domestic materialism and a decimation of all religions in China. In Tibet, thousands of monasteries were destroyed and ancient texts burnt and lost forever. Mao Zedong had a mission to destroy the gates of Agartha, to avoid parallels to his power and to secure itself as the legitimate moral ruler of the East Asian realm. After Mao Zedong passed away, his successor, Hua Guofeng, wished to preserve the status quo Mao Zedong created. The status quo was the destruction of Agartha. However, the Cultural Revolution left its country scarred, and no one wished to see its continuation. Deng Xiaoping would end up becoming the de facto ruler of China. Economists and historians will say Deng Xiaoping's policies of easing its restrictive policies on culture and opening up to the world economy was what brought China into the economic giant we see today. I bring to you a new perspective on this Chinese revival. Deng Xiaoping and his administration quietly reinvited Buddhist monks to return to Tibet. And these Buddhist monks returned with texts as well. These texts could possibly have been ancient knowledge and utopian ideals that have escaped Agartha. With the gates of Agartha still accessible thanks to Deng Xiaoping's stopping of its destruction, its pilgrims, the devils of Yakub, continue their rituals in hopes to be accepted into the gates of Agartha. These pilgrims are what Arthur de Gobineau would call Aryans, a separate race from the rest of the world, a race of superhumans, and the Aryans are a lost tribe of superhumans from Hyperborea, whose civilization would be lost to outsiders. And the Aryans feel they must retreat to a new paradise, a paradise they call Agartha. Hidden away underground inside the earth, if the hollow earth theory is correct, the gates are closed in Tibet and the Himalayas, but they've not recollected all of their superhumans on Earth. And the lost ones are trying their best to perform the rituals and find a way to enter Agartha and be accepted. People believe Agartha could still be open. Harold Holt, the former Prime Minister of Australia, is a descendant of the Anglo-Norse. The Norse are from Norway, where it is believed Hyperborea's gates are located. Holt's mother died in 1924, according to the books. But 1924 was also the expedition to Mount Everest. Mount Everest is located in the Himalayas, the possible location of Agartha. Who's to say she wasn't a part of the expedition to reach Agartha? Holt's father passed away in 1945. 1945 also saw an exodus of National Socialist soldiers of Germany escaping from the consequences. Many of them claim to be Aryans. Who's to say Holt's father didn't go to Agartha with these National Socialists? Harold Holt was a very lonely man in Australia, as both of his parents ascended to Agartha without him. Holt became the Prime Minister of Australia and had the ability to build Australia into a utopia, but his superhuman Agarthan genes called to him. On December 17th, 1967, Harold Holt would go swimming and was never seen again. 2 days after his disappearance, he was proclaimed dead. It is still a mystery to this day on what happened to him. But I know what happened. He swam to Agartha, and many people see his successful entry into Agartha possible. The question is, if Agartha's gates are believed to be located in Tibet and the Himalayas, how could he have swam to Agartha? Himmler introduced the idea that Aryans came from the lost city of Atlantis. Holt swam to Atlantis to reconnect with his lineage. In Agartha, you cannot age. When Holt swam to the Atlantis, he started to look more younger, and this is why it was difficult to find him. His skin was changed. No one could find him or recognize him. It was very easy for him to swim to India and travel across India into the Himalayas. This is a theory that really opens the possibility that it is still possible to go to Agartha. Supercell took notes of this. Supercell is a Finnish company. The Finnish people lay on the Fennoscandian Peninsula, a peninsula that theorists believe to be the closest to Hyperborea. The Finnish are also a Uralic peoples group and have been within the Central Asian sphere, where more gates are theorized to be located. The words of Agartha have stuck with the Finns, but they felt to be a peoples group that's grown distant from its association. That was until Tencent, a company loyal to the Chinese Communist Party, bought 84% of Supercell, and the Agarthan knowledge acquired by the Deng Xiaoping's regime reflooded the veins of Supercell. Supercell's new mission is to enter Agartha. You will notice the ever-growing greed of Supercell and the exclusionary measures they've been implementing in their game. I must discuss the workings of ethno-state economics. As Mussolini describes, the definition of fascism is the marriage of corporation and state. For Agartha to survive fundamentally, corporation and state merge into one entity, not cooperate with each other, but become one. In Canada, corporations and government are cooperative. Their oil and gas industry receives subsidies from the federal government. In return, the oil and gas industry pays royalties and taxes. This is a normal exchange. An example of ethno-state economics, we will talk about South Africa during apartheid. The mining corporation and the government was merged into one entity. There is no regulation or checks. The function and purposes of the corporation is under the control of the government. Unions are crushed, press is censored, and competition is wiped out. Agartha follows ethno-state economics by design. Supercell knows to reshape the economy in this manner. Supercell controls the cards, controls the inflow of gold, controls the chess, drown you in constant rage and anger in a forever pursuit of receiving satisfaction that never arrives as they push the goalpost down the line. You will notice in Agartha, the goalpost always keeps moving. Clash Royale's heroes are superhumans and unordinary of its kind. Why are they here? Theorist claims it's for money, but with all the context I've provided, the theory I want to present to you is that these heroes are Agartha with Chinese characteristics. These golden characters existed long ago in Chinese Clash Royale. When Deng Xiaoping eased restrictions on the Tibetan monks, he hadn't lifted it entirely. The way China's government is structured is it's structured in a way where it is easy to pass laws, but very difficult to roll it back. The Cultural Revolution is difficult to roll back. The Agartha that Deng Xiaoping is extracted and is now exporting to the world was laced with Chinese characteristics. So my conclusion is these heroes are not Agartha, but Agartha.